Good morning, guys. I want to talk a little bit about money today and how it connects to our minds. You see, I made a huge change in my mindset this year, and it has changed everything for me, and I think it will help you. I shifted from focusing on making money to focusing on producing infinite mind wealth. Every day, I ponder, I meditate on my mission statements. When I made that change just before 2018, it's changed everything for me. You see, we all want money. Money is important. It allows us to do great things. We've done some of the greatest things in history through it. But when we don't have it, people, unfortunately, are will take, even if it means illegal methods. And that's the we can control because of our thoughts. So the more we become positive in our mindset, we will have all the money we ever need. Have a great day, everybody.
You should use a calendar to structure your days, because if you know what you're doing tomorrow, it decreases your anxiety substantially because you need that kind of structure. You need a pathway. You need to know, you need to have a map, and you need to know where you're located on the map, and you need to know how you're moving forward. And that gives you hope because you're moving towards goals that you regard as worthwhile. And it stops you from being anxious because you're not entirely directionless and lost. And so learning how to manage your time is useful. And you can start with a calendar. You can start with simple things like you can put in, well, when you're likely to go to bed and when you're likely to get up. And regulating that's useful. That should be relatively ritualistically consistent.
Make your calendar your life. This is how you start to live an intentional life because you've designed it. You've put it in your calendar, not just the business things. When we think about a calendar, it's usually your business stuff. Okay, I got a meeting here. I gotta send my newsletter out. I have to, whatever the things are for your business life, right? If you're an entrepreneur, you probably have some of your business things put in your calendar. I'm not talking just about that. I'm talking about your life. I'm talking about how do you live an intentional life by structuring every day. What ends up happening inside of that is, oh my gosh, that's too much structure. I can't stick to it. It's too overwhelming. I need free time. I need free time in my calendar. Great, put free time in your calendar. If you know that you need 2 hours a week to have nothing in your calendar, okay, then when is that gonna happen? This is how you reduce stress and anxieties because you've actually scheduled in your 2-hour break and nothing else comes in. Because when you don't schedule your break, here's what happens. Other things are gonna come up that's a priority. Other people's emergencies, other people's phone calls and texts and emails and social media. And then what happens? You lead back down to stress, anxiety, overwhelm. You block off your time. You build your ideal life. I was talking to an entrepreneur yesterday who I'm mentoring, and his business is blowing up. His business is blowing up. It's amazing. On his way to 7 figures. It's crazy. And he's struggling with his health. Going to doctor's appointments, struggling, has lots of inflammation. And I said, well, okay, so you need to eat better. You need to work out more. You need to have a kind of healthy lifestyle. You already know this. I'm not telling you anything new, but it's not on his calendar. So we loaded his calendar, and his calendar is all of his business stuff. It's like, okay, well, where is the physical activity in your calendar? And where are you prepping for the meals that you're going to eat? Because when you just show up on a good morning, hey, have a great day, awesome, okay, now you're really hungry, there's nothing healthy in the fridge, what do? You go for junk, or you go do takeout because you didn't plan, because it wasn't in your calendar. You need to schedule it. You need to schedule when you're going to go buy food. If you're going to order out, how many times a week do you want to order out? Like, schedule this stuff in. As Jocko Willink says, discipline equals freedom. You want this life. It's entirely possible, but you have to have the discipline in your calendar to actually follow through on it. When you find yourself not following the calendar, it's because of a couple of reasons. The first is because you set goals that are not actually possible. There wasn't enough flexibility in your calendar, right? That you say, how many times you set a goal and you said, I'm going to work out every day for 2 hours. and then what happens? You don't, because it's unrealistic, because that's not going to happen. And what you're also doing is training yourself that you suck, that when you set goals that you don't follow through. That's a problem. Then the next time you set a goal, you're going to tell yourself, oh, I'm not going to do this one either, because I always set goals and don't follow through. You stop believing in yourself. It's not even other people believing in you. You don't believe in yourself because you've taught yourself that when you do something, when you say you're going to do something, you don't actually do it. That's a problem. So how do we start to fix that? We start to fix that by actually creating a calendar that reflects our entire life. So think about your goals. Let's break this down, right? Step 1, think about the life that you want. What's the life that you want? How much time do you want to spend sleeping? How much time do you want to spend with family? How much time do you want to spend? This will change, right? If you're a husband, wife, single, kids, anybody sick in a family, those will shift our calendar accordingly. But right now, think about your life right now. How much time do you want to spend with your family? How much time do you want to spend in your business? How much time do you want to spend? Do you need for yourself? Free time or meditation time or working out time or going out in nature time? How much time do you want to spend? Planning that, as opposed to randomly hoping that your day happens as you want it, it's not. Having no plan and no schedule is the path to stress and overwhelm. Having a decent plan, even a poor plan at the beginning, starts to create the momentum that you need. So think about how much time you want to spend in those categories, because you don't want to spend all day sleeping. You don't want to spend all day with your family. You don't want to spend all day with your kids, with your husband, wife. You don't want to spend all day working. You don't want to spend all day relaxing either. Like the idea of sitting on the beach might be great right now because you feel stressed, overwhelmed, and may hate your life, but you don't want to spend all day every day at the beach. You would get so bored. The trick is not to escape your current life, because then you're going back to it, right? So escape for 2 weeks, the life that you hate, to then come back to it. The trick is to build a better life. And that starts with an intentional calendar. So think about how much time you want to spend on the different categories. Then step 2, I would split it up between things that you need to do daily and things you need to do either on a weekly or monthly basis. So daily is daily routine. So I have a morning routine. I'll wake up, I'll put on music, I'll set the intention for the day, I'll go for a walk outside. It's snowing in Toronto this morning. I still go for my walk outside. I'll do some kind of workout, whether it's swimming or yoga, some kind of workout, and then I'll start my day, right? What I do is start my day, like my business day. Those are different days of the week. Okay, so just do morning routine and then evening routine. So we bucket these, but these are mostly the same every day. Evening routine, I'll eat dinner with Nina at 6. Have blocked off an hour to be able to spend time with her. At 7, I'll stream on my gaming YouTube channel, answering questions from you. At 8, I'll spend time with my son Hayden, usually playing Minecraft or catching up or doing something together. 9, we'll sit down and watch a show with Nina. Right now we're watching Wheel of Time on Amazon. 10, I'll take the dogs out. I'll come back up, I'll clean the dishes and whatever else needs to be cleaned in the condo. 11 o'clock, I'm getting ready for bed, reading the book, and hopefully passing out, right? Evening routine, pretty structured, pretty similar every day. What it does is make sure I have time for all the stuff. I want to have time with my son. I want to have time with my wife. I want to have time to eat dinner and not be stressed out and rush into the next thing. I want to make sure that there's still time to do family admin stuff, like take the dogs out and clean the place, because sure, if I miss it one day, everything would be fine. But if every day I'm not taking the dogs out and not cleaning up the place, that's going to cause strain on my relationship with Nina and also not being happy with myself, right? So all these things are designed. Now that structure may sound overwhelming and crazy for you. Awesome. You have different goals. Maybe you need 4 hours of open time every night or 4 hours of meditation time every night. Don't take my calendar. I'm just giving you an example. You need to create your calendar for yourself. So what's your daily morning routine and daily evening routine? Put it down, create it. Then inside of the week, you might have different things on different days. I structure my entire day. So Monday is mentoring day, I just mentor my team. Tuesday is YouTube day where I'm filming content. Today's a Tuesday. I don't know when the video comes out for you, but for me, I'm filming on a Tuesday. Wednesday is my project day. It's totally open to work on projects that I want to work on. Thursday is public facing days, interviews, podcasts, shows, etc. So Tuesday, Thursdays are busy. I'm not being creative. I'm just work. Very little free time. And I'm doing tons of videos and tons of interviews. Wednesday in the middle is totally open. Like, okay, all the ideas that I've had, all the projects that I've wanted to do, here's my time in my calendar to do it. Because if I didn't have that spot, then I would feel, again, stressed out, overwhelmed. I feel like I'm just answering all these messages and just creating content and just going on people's shows, and I have no time to create my own stuff. Perfect. Wednesdays, done, right? But Wednesdays I would use to write my book. It's the whole day, totally open. Friday is my CEO day, where I work on the business instead of in the business. Saturday is fun day. So Saturday, if I'm doing anything that's work related, it has to be cleared through Nina first and better be something big. So I lose out on some opportunities because Saturday is fun day. And then Sunday is family admin day. Cleaning up the condo, grocery shopping, Costco, whatever needs to get done. That's my life, right? That fits for me. That may be the total worst thing for you. It probably is. Awesome. Figure out your life. Morning routine, evening routine, your entire life, not just what you need to do as an entrepreneur for your business, but for your life. As a husband or a wife or a son or a daughter or a parent, your life, time you need for yourself. Create it. Morning routine, evening routine, and then the rest of the week. What are you going to do? It matters. This is how you start to build consistent habits. The next step is to evaluate at the end of the week how well you did. The whole point isn't to beat yourself up of how you sucked and how you missed this and schedules don't work for you, etc. But to evaluate. It's not that you can't stick to a schedule. It's that the schedule wasn't a good enough schedule for you. So what needs to change in the schedule? For example, for dinner, for me, these are these micro tweaks. You might have to make a big tweak, but a micro tweak for me was I had my dinner from 5:30 to 6 with Nina. And it just felt too rushed. Because, okay, well, we don't usually take an hour to eat. We eat small meals, so we usually eat it pretty quickly. So, okay, half an hour, perfect, easy enough time. But it kind of felt rushed getting into it. So even though it doesn't take us a full hour to eat, I book off an hour to eat. That's an example of a micro adjustment. So think about, where do you feel stressed out in your calendar? You've done it for a week, right? You plan out your calendar for the next week. Perfect. Morning routine, evening routine, what happens during the week, during the day. Perfect. You evaluate at the end of the week. Where did you feel stressed? Where did it not work out? Where did you miss something? And if it's a one-off thing, okay, fine, something happened. But if it's happening consistently, then your calendar is broken. Then you need to spend more time here. If you get to the end of the week and you feel stressed out, overwhelmed, what are you feeling? You feel like, oh, I don't have enough time to myself. This is what the person I was mentoring yesterday said. It's like, I look at your calendar, I couldn't do that. I have no time to myself. Great, schedule in time to yourself. Because if you don't schedule in time for yourself, chances are something's going to jump on top of it and you'll never have time for yourself. I'm giving you the answer. So where's time for yourself? Oh, Saturday morning? Perfect. How much time do you need? 4 hours? Great. Put that in. Give yourself 5 hours as a buffer just in case. Now you got the time. And protect that time. So it's making those micro adjustments as you go. And so your first week, if you've never done this or feels overwhelming or stressed for you, the first week is probably going to be a disaster. That's okay. You did some of the things. That's better than not doing any of the things. So let's make some progress now. At the end of the week, look back and iterate. Change it. Make some micro tweaks. Okay, that clearly didn't work here. Okay, so next week I'm going to try doing this. And what you do is get closer and closer and closer to creating a schedule that actually fits for who you are, for your goals. And it's not going to be my schedule. It's not going to be Steve Jobs' schedule or Jordan Peterson's schedule, or anybody else. It's going to be one that you design tailored for you. And then the third, last step to it is you're going to grow and change as a person, and your schedule needs to change and adjust alongside. So there's a very big difference between having a job and being an entrepreneur. There's also a difference between being a solo entrepreneur and then having a team. There's a difference between having 5 people on your team, or 1 person to 5 people to 37 people now for me. There's a big difference in how I need to manage my time. I have a whole day dedicated to mentoring. I didn't need that when it's just me, right? Things have to change. If you're single versus in a relationship, or single versus engaged versus married, and how long you've been married, or if you have kids or not, or planning to have kids, right? Like your choices will change as you change as a human. So even if you create the perfect schedule right now for yourself, and that's reflective of today, like it's the perfect schedule for this week right now, chances are in a couple months you're gonna have to make some micro tweaks because something's changed in your life. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that your schedule sucks. It just means it needs an evolution. As you evolve, your schedule has to evolve with you. You are what you consistently do. And the way to become that person that you want, to build the life that you want, is not just having some vision board for yourself. It's by actually putting into your calendar. Let your calendar be your bucket list. That if you start actually living this life and doing these things, it leads to a happy whole life for you. Treat your personal just as important as your business. Everything gets put into the calendar. And then adjust. And now you're building the life that you want. Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there.
take control of your mind and your thoughts and focus on your breathing. Feel the power of you, the real you, controlling your breathing. The real you is always present right now. You are more powerful than you can ever begin to imagine because you get to focus on the greatest gift ever. Now, your presence, where your attention is being drawn to now, no matter what's going on outside your mind. Feel the power of your breathing. There are astronomical numbers of things going on in one breath. That's how powerful you are. That's how powerful your determination is. So let's use that power. Let's use that third eye, that mind's eye that we all have. Let's use it right now. Let's see ourselves doing the best we can on all the stretches and exercises today in our gym period. Gym. G-Y-M. Grow your mind. And here we are in the gym of life. Growing our minds and growing our bodies. Taking control of what we truly are. Simply being. Human being. The most powerful energy thing in the universe. That's who you really are. So see yourself right now. See it in your mind. Because whatever you see in your mind, you can make real with your eyes open. Everything created with your eyes closed can be made real with your eyes open. Good morning, determination. Good to see everyone again. Here we are once again, working together on our minds and our bodies. When I say go, we're going to start jogging for a minute on the spot, or you can simply keep doing your best walk. It's up to you. But whatever you do, remember, do it to the best of your ability. Do it the way you were born to do it. Because the way you do one thing, the way you think one thing, is the way you'll do and think about everything. All right, here we go. Ready? And go. Feel the power of you right now. Growing your mind, growing your body by simply doing your best. Your best jog on the spot. Or if you're walking, your best walk ever. Feel the power and energy of our blood beginning to flow through different parts of our incredible bodies. Keep going, keep going. Use your determination. Use your greatest power. Almost there. Keep going. And stop. All right, back to our best walk. If you aren't already doing your best walk. But again, feel the power of you regaining control of your breathing. Focusing your attention on your breathing. breath can always bring you to your greatest gift. But now, right now, your presence. All right, everybody, let's do shoulder rolls. 10 forward. Here we go. Okay, good. And backwards. 10 backwards. All right, and arm circles forward. 10 forward. As big as you can. Really think about what you're doing. Once again, feel your body moving through space. As you work big arm circles forward. And backwards. Again, 10 backwards. 1, 3, 4. All right, good job. Okay, and hands on our hips, bend our knees, and side stretch. 5 on each side. All right, excellent. Now twist our bodies. We'll do 10, 5 on each side. Keep your feet flat on the floor. All right, excellent. Let's do 5 push-ups. Try our best. Here we go. Good. Let's do 5 sit-ups. Here we go. And just stay. Just feeling the power of all of us working together right now. All right, and let's stand up and let's do lunges. Here we go. 3 on each side. Okay, good. And let's do 10-second plank. Bring these knees off the ground. Hold it there for 10. Keep focusing on your breath. Okay, and stand up. Let's do 5 squats. Here we go. 5 best squats ever. All right, excellent, good. And let's reach for the sky or the ceiling wherever you are on your toes. Here we go. We're never gonna get there. We're never gonna get to that ceiling. But it's the process. It's the reaching. That's the pure joy. Happiness, joy is in a moment. Nobody can take that away from you. All right, and reach for your toes. Once again, reaching is what matters. It's okay if you don't touch your toes. All right, and come on up. Let's grab one leg and balance. Once again, bend that other knee if you have to. Imagine you've got roots growing underneath your feet and pushing or growing into the ground. See that in your mind's eye, where everything is created. All right, and switch, the other one. Excellent, and now let's hug our knee. Here we go. Again, find that balance point. Everything you do is all about finding that balance. It's in a stretch. It's in an exercise. It's in a thought, a word. It's everything. All right, good work. And switch. Constantly strive to find our balance, our own unique balance. Among the balance of this universe, the balance of all of us together. All right, good. And let's sit down. And let's reach for our toes, straight knees. Hold it for 10. Okay, let's do a V shape with our legs and reach for the floor as far away from your body as you can. And reach for one side. Hold it there. 10 seconds again. And switch to the other side. And feet together. And gently push your knees down with your elbows. Hold it there. Okay, one leg forward, one leg back. Keep your knee on the ground. Go as far back as you can without hurting yourself, of course. Go through for 10. Feel that pull on the front of the leg. Front of your thigh. So okay, and switch. I love you, son. I love you, universe. I love you, everyone. Determination. Let's do our best in everything we do. Let's be present right now. Okay, and let's do a cobra stretch. Roll onto the floor and push the floor and look up at the ceiling or sky, wherever you are. Feel the awesome, awesome power of everything. Of you. Right here, right now, wherever you are. We are aligning together for the purpose of being our best. Alright, and legs crossed again. Back straight. Eyes closed. Once again, feel that power of your breathing. That's you. That's the true, real, and great you taking control of your breath. Now use that same you, that real you, to be your best when that music goes on whatever exercise you choose today. I'm going to have 2 songs playing here. I'm going to have 2 songs. I'm going to visualize myself doing as many sit-ups as I can for one song, and as many lunges, alternating legs as I can for the other song. I'll start off with sit-ups. How about you? What are you going to visualize right now? Within the space that you have to work with. Keeping in mind the most important thing, your safety. You know how to follow the rules. You know the rules. You're made of the rules of the universe. You're made of truth principles that are designed and there to keep you safe, healthy, and happy, and free, and peaceful. Same way you do your best on these exercises, when that music goes on, it's the same way you'll do everything. Alright, here we go. Sit-ups for me. What's it going to be for you? One of my favorite songs, One Love. Love you, Bob Marley. Wherever you are, love you all. We are one love. Here we go. Feel the joy of working on being your best right now. Feel your determination. Feel that energy. That true energy that makes us one and whole when we unite. Wherever you are, in your home, wherever you are, we can still do our best. We can still control the power of our determination to grow our minds and to grow our bodies. More importantly, to grow our energy that we are and we're born with. That infinite intelligence is who we really are. All right, next is lunges for me. See how many I can do with this song. Here we go. What about you? Are you doing jumping jacks? Are you doing push-ups? Are you dancing? Are you freeing your spirit through your body movement in a safe way? Whatever you're doing, do it with determination. Here we go. Our body might have limits, but our mind and our spirit doesn't. There are no limits. Work on our bodies, our spirits, our energy, the greatest power that is in everything and anything. For the joy of this moment right now. Wherever you are, you can still unite through amazing technology created human beings by infinite intelligence. What makes you infinitely intelligent? No matter what. Never let anything, anyone tell you otherwise. Whatever it takes, you have to know and be who you were born to be. Be your best. You're a born winner. Just by being here right now, doing what you're doing. Your energy will never. Demonstration of your greatest power is how you can focus on right now. No matter what's going on around you, you can still take control of your breathing. As tired as you may be getting. More proof. But you don't need proof. It's everywhere. I see it everywhere. I feel it everywhere. I feel your energy wherever you are. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. Make me who I am. Feel the power of you determining to be grateful right now for this. And we end as we begin. Legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. Well, the truth is, there's no ending. There's no beginning. Today we started, beginning like we always do, with our eyes closed, imagining going into the future. Only you can do that. Only we can do that. It's all possible through the power of our mind and our thoughts. But we have to control that mind and those thoughts. Because even they are not who we really are. To control our minds, to master our minds, we have to simply be here, now, present. That's our super determination. Imagine all of us united with our thoughts, mind and body as one, all together, right now. That in itself is infinite intelligence. So as we end today, with our eyes closed, our back straight, our legs crossed, we know the truth. We're not really ending. It's never really over. We were all born to win. To be happy, peaceful, loving, kind, caring, mind wealthy, no matter what. That's the truth. The way we do that is now. Right now. That's why they call it presence. This is the greatest gift we have. Right now. I love you all so much. Have a great day, determination. Have a great week. Remember the truth. Right now is your greatest power. And now just keep doing that. Focus. Right now. I love you all. Have a great day, a great week, and a great life always. Morning, guys. In our top 10 rules for success journey today with Jack Ma, he shares rule number 8, which stands out for me, and that is customers are number one. So when I think about this and the impact it's had in my life, it is so important for all of us to remember. Again, we want to shift away the focus from anything else other than helping people. So wherever you are, you don't have to have a company, whatever you're doing today. For myself, my job is teaching. My customers are students. And when I see them happy and they're motivated and they're learning, there is no greater value in the world. So I want you to think about the people you interact with today. Your job is to bring value to their life through control of your mind and being as positive as possible as you can be. So Jack Ma, he says customers always come first. That's why his company is so successful. Let's learn from this great thinker and let's add value to people's lives because that's what matters most. Have a great day, everybody.
Appreciation dissolves the boundary of fear, and appreciation creates more of what you want. So if you've got something good going on, go appreciate it even more. Talk about it, thrive in it, write about it, feel it, meditate on the feeling of it, because then you create more of it. If you're in a funk, lean on what you appreciate to get you out of that funk, and make appreciation a daily habit. Like when you and Josh wake up in the morning, Abraham Hicks has this thing called the appreciation game, where you can just play the appreciation game and just say, I appreciate you because you make me coffee, and I appreciate you because you're a good dancer. And I'm just thinking about you and Josh. I appreciate you because you're so funny on television, whatever it is, you know, but just really appreciating your spouse, your children, and play that game with your children. Oh my goodness. Start your day going back and forth with why you appreciate one another. And it immediately just realigns you, puts you into this state where you feel so good. Because how can you can't feel bad in the presence of appreciation?
Yeah.
And it will catapult you out of the negativity. And that's what this is all about. This is all about taking these moments and using these methods and these practices to consciously and proactively from vibration, feeling emotion. And in that better feeling emotion, you become a super attractor.
Need motivation?
Watch Top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because you are probably the most ambitious person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more. And you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Gabby Bernstein, and my take her top 10 rules for success. Enjoy.
I've been fascinated by how
Rule number 2, stay open to guidance.
I went on my Instagram and I was like, how many of you, I did a poll and I said, how many of you are blocking your manifesting? And 96% said yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I call it out. I call out the ways that we block. And this whole book is methods for unblocking.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that, the thing that's most important is to trust that if you're watching this right now, that you are in fact being guided. So even if you don't feel that guidance, you can't hear that inspiration, there's no way that you would have listened to this specific podcast in this specific moment if you were not indeed being guided. Okay. So just take that in fully and completely. And then your next step is to recognize the guidance and then follow the guidance you receive, whether it's read this book or not this book, maybe another book, maybe after this podcast, you're led to another author on your podcast. And then that's the book that you need, or that's the therapist that you need to find. It doesn't have to be me, but stay open. And when you have an intuition to listen to a podcast, or it's when you're feeling free and you make a decision to do something. It's when you're in a place of no agenda, just a place of joy, inspiration, relaxation, and you start to listen to something or your guidance. That's when you're really listening. That's when you're really receiving guidance. So I think anyone that's listening to you is listening, but they just may not realize it.
Rule number 3, embrace difficult times.
I now have deep appreciation for that dark hole I was in 6 months ago, because it's giving me an opportunity to sit here with you today and hopefully save some lives.
Yeah.
If there's a mother out there that's watching and she's having suicidal thoughts, or she's having panic attacks, or she's having insomnia, that she can now go and talk to her OBGYN or her psychiatrist. I am deeply grateful for everything I've been through my addiction recovery, for my trauma healing, through physical things that I've talked about publicly, because they've given me a greater level of compassion for for the human condition, and a much greater opportunity to speak and teach from a place of authenticity.
Yeah.
So that's my appreciation for what has been. And I think if we start to look at the difficult times in our lives and appreciate them, and also recognize them as a learning device, saying, okay, thank you, alcoholism, or thank you, fear, or thank you, drama in my life right now, because you're revealing to me what I still need to heal.
Rule number 4, forgive yourself.
Everyone has unresolved areas where they are out of alignment due to their upbringing, their belief systems from childhood, experiential belief systems, whatever has been imprinted. So some people might be health, some people it might be sex, some people it might be money, some people it might be their worth, some people might be all of the above, whatever. We've all got it. We've all got an area or many where we are misaligned with the feeling of love and abundance and grace. That's normal, that's natural, that's where it's at. And just because you fall into those belief systems and feel into that frequency from time to time doesn't mean that you are doing anything wrong. It's that your awareness of it is actually major. Okay. So the undoing of the lack mentality is a journey of clearing the belief systems from a experiential time in your life, right? That happens once again through books like The Universe Has Your Back. So fantastic that you're doing that. Transform fear to faith. Excellent work. It comes through therapeutic practices like we've been talking about today. It comes through mental reconditioning. And here's the good news. We all have these conditioned neural pathways from the experiences that we've had as children, particularly young childhood experiences. But the good news is, thanks to neural plasticity, our brain actually can change. Our brain can reorganize. Our brain can become new. Our fight-flight responses can subside. Our PTSD can dissolve. Our lack mentality can turn into an abundance mentality. Our brain has the power to change. And so much of that change happens with the repetition of new behavior. So one thing that you can do simply in this moment is to notice when you are in that lack mentality. Notice how it makes you feel. Forgive the thought and choose again. And this is a method I've shared over and over and over again on this show, the choose again method. Because yes, I could say to all of you, go do 10 years of therapy, which everyone I hope will have the opportunity to do, whatever that form that comes. But what you can do for yourself, you're here for self-help. You're here for Gabby to tell me how I can serve myself. You can be in the proactive development of new thought patterns that feel better. Not thought patterns that you don't believe in, but thought patterns that make you feel better. So when you notice that lack story show up, step 1, notice the thought and how it makes you feel. Step 2, forgive yourself for having the thought. It's very simple. There's my childhood story. There's my parents' lack story again. There it is again. All right, I forgive myself. It just showed up again, because that forgiveness will dissolve that guilt and tension and fear that you're manifesting it, all that crap, right? Third step, choose the next best feeling thought. Choose the thought of, you know what, I just forgave myself for that thought, so I'm dissolving it in this moment. I actually am listening to The Universe Has Your Back, and it's so supportive. Then I can actually go and listen to Super Attractor. So you can go from thought to thought to thought to reach for the next best feeling thought. So your willingness to face this lack mentality is already activating abundance within you. Right. And especially if you're feeling afraid that you're manifesting things because you're having the thoughts, then just forgive the thoughts, or forgive yourself for having the thought. Because the moment that you say, oh, I forgive myself for that thought, or I forgive that thought, it doesn't have power over you anymore, because you've recognized, I am not that thought. It's just a thought that I keep thinking. I am not that belief. It's just a thought that I keep thinking.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there.
So it's 10:30 on a Wednesday, and apparently I've sold close to $3,000 in sales on Amazon already.
Rule number 5, show up for your wounds.
I think that we all have, in our own ways, unresolved wounds from attachment breach, from childhood experiences, from feelings of being unlovable and not good enough. They will continue to show up for us as somatic experiences. They'll show up in our lives as gut conditions, as anxiety disorders. They may show up as insomnia. They may show up as back pain. They will show up until you show up for them. In my life as a human, but also as a spiritual personal growth teacher, I have been in the devotional commitment of showing up for my wounded parts so that I can step into the resourced, healthy, whole part of who I am. The journey I've been on is nothing short of a miracle. As you mentioned earlier, I was a drug addict in my 20s, got sober at 25 just through my own desire to be clean. Then in my mid 30s, I remembered a dissociated traumatic event from my childhood that really put me on the path of understanding why I used in the first place, to really understand why I was a drug addict. And then really made the devotional commitment to go further than my spiritual practice and really start to develop many therapeutic practices for helping myself get back to a healthy baseline and for restoring my nervous system and grounding my energy so that I can be where I am today, Lisa, which is so happy, so at ease, so healthy and well. And I wouldn't be able to be in this place now if I hadn't had the opportunity to do all the big lifting and heavy lifting that I experienced before. So I'm grateful for the tough stuff because it's revealed the great stuff now.
Rule number 6, undo the fear.
Everyone that's walking through this world, every human being, they may not have had to have trauma like we've had, but they're walking through life feeling unsafe.
They may not have had sexual abuse or a father that abandoned them,
but
or
maybe
been
their teacher
adopted.
told them they were stupid, or maybe they like got lost one day in the parking lot when they were a kid and didn't find their mom. It doesn't. These subtle moments are, as A Course in Miracles says, the moments that we detour into fear. They call it the descent from magnitude into littleness. And we then create this form of ego, which is a separate mind, separate from God, separate from love, separate from that freedom. And it builds up a pretense around us. I mean, I'm living in it right now. I'm watching a 10-month-old child so free of ego, so free of fear. And I'm so conscious of every moment. I'm so conscious of not, being on my phone when I'm with him, because I don't want to create, look, I'm going to create those moments. He's a human having a human experience, but I want to hold him in the preciousness of this God-like state as long as possible, right? But that's not how people's parents are.
Right.
That's not how we grew up, right?
No.
We all grow up in this world where there's just so each moment is an opportunity to detour into fear, and then we create a world of fear-based perceptions. And so what we must do to live and thrive and feel good is undo those fear-based perceptions. And I believe through a spiritual path or through maybe a therapeutic path. I mean, I think spirit's in all of it, whether you realize it or not. Yeah. But to make a commitment to feel better means that you're committed to returning to God, or love, or spirit,
universe,
whatever you call it.
Rule number 7, be inspired.
You might agree with me on this. Like in 1 hour, I can do more than the average person can do in a day or 2 days. Okay. And that's because I do things from inspiration. And so when you're inspired, you're in spirit and you are expanding time, you're given more energy, and you just can get, things download fast.
Rule number 8, replace negative thoughts.
The voice within us that believes that we are not allowed to be happy. Our card today is speaking to that. I believe I'm worthy of feeling good. I believe I am worthy of feeling good. This is often something that is a belief system that sounds really nice, but it's actually far from our reality, because many of us have been brought up with the belief system that we have to suffer to succeed, that we have to feel pain to have purpose, that we have to have struggles in order to feel a sense of serenity in our life. That is all quite backwards. It's when we feel good that we actually attract more of what we want into our life. But we have to undo the belief system that says, who am I to feel good? Who am I to feel great? Who am I to be happy? That belief system is an ingrained belief system that can be cultural, that can be something that we learned from our upbringing. It can be something that we have picked up from this difficult experience that we're going through right now with COVID. When we witness people suffering, we think, well, how dare I be happy? I would say to you, how dare you not be happy? It's your happiness. It's the collective happiness. It's the group collective happiness that raises the energetic frequency of the world. If we, those of us who have moments of happiness and grace and joy and success, and we don't celebrate them, we are doing the world a disservice. We are down the light. We are bringing down the vibration. So we have to, when we feel good, we have to reach for more. When we feel good, we have to recognize that that good feeling emotion has momentum. It has power. It elevates our children. It elevates our family members. It elevates our friends. It elevates strangers on the street. It is your divine duty here on earth to bring forth that greatness, that goodness, that light. So when you hear that voice that says to you, you are not worthy of feeling good, I want you to hear my voice come through and say to you, who are you not to feel good? This is your divine purpose. It is your mission, and it is the way that you heal and serve. You got me? We are more comfortable being uncomfortable than we are being happy. So when things are good, and when we start to get a sense of feeling good, our ego, the voice of fear within us, starts to say, hell no, too good to be true. And it will find these weird little corners to pick up problems. We have a fault-finding mindset rather than a solution, happiness-oriented mindset. So when that happens, the next time you notice that you're feeling good and all is well, and all of a sudden you're like, but I wasn't nice enough to that person, or my coworkers aren't in a good place, or I didn't do that right, I want you to speak back to that voice. I want you to say, thank you for sharing, but I choose happiness instead. Thank you for sharing, but I don't believe that voice anymore. Thank you for sharing, but I'm choosing this moment. Give yourself permission in the moment to speak back to the fault-finding voice and start to claim the greatness of who you are. That is a pattern because you've lived your life in a habitual pattern of seeking problems and finding fault. Now we have to redirect and create a new habit and pattern of grounding you in the truth of who you are, which is happiness, joy, peace, and grace, sharing that happiness, joy, and peace with so much grace. That's what you're here for.
Rule number 9, unblock the guidance.
Not only do I talk about spirit guides and angels and deceased family members, but I also talk about your higher self. So if this is too woo-woo for you, start to tap into what is the voice of my higher self.
Gotcha.
Right? That voice of my inner guidance system. And that wisdom that I believe in is my true nature, right? But I personally, Gabby Bernstein, I believe that we all have guides, ancestors, family members, teachers, beings of light beings, energy beings that are supporting us in a form that is able to step in, able to channel through us when we write books, able to be there in those darkest moments, pick us up off the floor, and hold us in discomfort and guide us to business opportunities or babies or whatever it is that we're looking for. And it's always available to us, that guidance, but we cut it off, we block it. And
Why do we block the guidance?
Fear is the reason we block it. Fear
of what?
It's not even fear. It's that false-based perception that we've built up around ourselves from those traumatic events, right? So we have these traumatic events early in life, and they continue to build and build and build. We build up a world of false perceptions. I am this body. I am Gabby Bernstein. I am Lewis Howes. I've got the School of Greatness.
People are
I'm
out
a New
to
York
get
Times
me. No,
bestseller.
I can't trust people. We create these beliefs.
And you believe you're separate from others. You believe you're better than or less than or not good enough. And all those stories, all those false pretenses are what many spiritual practices call the ego, right? And that fear-based perception of yourself is misaligned with God, with love, with spirit, with angels, with guides. And so this book is all about how to get back into alignment so that you can hear that guidance and receive that guidance and be a channel for inspiration. And when you clear and undo those patterns of fear and start to claim the pattern of love, that's when you are hooked up, super attractor. Doors, unstoppable. Invisible doors open for you. It doesn't matter how low you are when you're starting this, you will go way further than you could possibly have imagined.
And rule number 10, the last one before some very special bonus clips, is create your reality.
I've been fascinated by how
And then the next question I have for you is, when you're thinking about manifestation and calling in new things, are some of you manic manifesting? So this is really important. Are some of you those folks who are like, I've got the list, I've got the vision board, I've said it 1,000 times, I told all my friends I want him, I know exactly what he looks like, and I feel like he's with me, and we're walking down the street together holding hands. You know who you are. You know who you are, right? You know exactly who you are. Look, there's nothing wrong with being clear. There's nothing wrong with being clear, but more importantly, I want you to be clear about how you want to feel, and I want you to just feel it. It's not about having the vision board that's perfect. It's not about having the most amazing list. You can do all that work. You can get clear. You can be, and if anyone doesn't know what a vision board, it's a beautiful board where you put all of your images of what you want, and plenty of people spend a lot of time on that board, but they don't get into the energy of what it feels like. And so they spend a lot of time with the list, and they spend a lot of time with the board, and they spend a lot of time talking about it, but they don't assume the energy of what it feels like to be in that manifestation now. Assuming the energy of what it felt like to pop off all your tops really helped me call in something that will help me do it. Assuming that energy just brought me into a state of being, you are already there, sister. You are already doing this exactly as you are on your video blogs, in your lectures, on Twitter and Facebook. You are already there, and you want more, but you are already there. So acknowledging and accepting that I'm already in the place that I am, even though I want it to be more, I am already there. So if you want a romantic partner, make sure you have a real hot romance with yourself. If you want more money, make sure you have a real good relationship with the money you currently have. If you want a new job, make sure you have a real good relationship with the job you have today. Everybody get that? People think, oh, well, if I appreciate my job that I have now, then I'll only stay there. No, absolutely not. If you appreciate the job that you have now, then you show up to that job with grace. You show up to that job with a good attitude. You show up to that job with a better approach. You show up to that job with more energy. That job begins to thank you. That job says, wait, maybe there's another job for you. That job then says, here, you're promoted. Here's some more money. Have a great life. You create your reality. Your intentions create your reality. So if you are constantly in a place of thinking, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, you are serving that. Everybody's with me now. I know you are. So rather than focusing on that manic manifesting, first and foremost, get honest if you are one of them. If you are, please raise your hands now. Manic manifestors, just get honest, people. Get your hands up. Manic manifestors. So you're reading the books, you're doing the work, you think, but your energy, what's your energy like? Scream it to me. What's your energy like? Frantic? What was that? When, you're saying when. Got it, yes, okay. What is your energy saying when? Your energy's needy, right? It's controlling. It's manipulative. It's frightened. It's chaotic. What does that girl look like on a date? So what is your energy doing? How is your manic manifesting affecting your genuine manifestation? So I want you to get clear about that. And then the next piece here is just to become super conscious, and maybe you take yourself for the next 30 days, where you can use that exercise in my ink book where you put the little rubber band around your wrist and you snap the rubber band every time you catch yourself talking about lack, or you catch yourself, avoiding your finances, or you catch yourself eating the hamburger, or you catch yourself manic manifesting. Just check yourself before you wreck yourself. And snap your wrist, right? So take that little, everybody got that? You hear yourself, you're in the conversation with your girlfriend and you're like, oh my God, I can't get it. I don't know what's going on. The man won't call me back. I can't kill myself. Oh my God. And then all of a sudden, instead of continuing, snap the rubber band. I say, I forgive myself for my lack mentality. I forgive myself for my fear. I choose to see this differently. That's it. You don't need to figure out what to see differently. You just need to say, I choose to see this differently, and you will be given all you need to see something differently.
Do you
Good morning, guys. I got to borrow from Les Brown again today. A funny moment in his speech video I was watching, and it is connected to money, and we're on this path to infinite mind wealth, which I believe will allow us to have something greater than any value of money can have. Well, we may be at a point right now where we don't have as much money as we'd like, or maybe we're broke. He laughs at the situation of his life, and this is a guy that went from nothing to extraordinary, from rags to riches. So he laughs now. He looks back on his life. He says, there was a time when he would be so broke that when he went through alarms, he would trip the alarms. When I heard that, I thought, that is hilarious. So there was so much coins and change in his pocket that he would trip all the alarms, all the metal detectors. He's able to laugh at his growth for infinite mind wealth. So even if you're in a tough place right now, you're not going to be there if you continue to work on your mind wealth. Have a great day, everybody.
Now I like dollars, I like diamonds, I like stunning, I like shining, I like $1,000,000 deals. Where's my pen? I'm signing. I like those Balenciagas, the ones that look like socks. I like going to the Tula. I put rocks all in my watch. I like texts from my exes when they want a second chance. I like proving wrong. I do what they say I can't. They call me Cardi, Cardi, banging body, spicy mommy, hot tamale, hotter than a Somali. Virgo, Ferrari, hop up the stoop, jump in the coupe. Big dip on top of the roof, flexing on as hard as I can. Eating halal, driving a lamb. So that I'm sorry though. Got my coins like Mario. Yeah, they call me Cardi B. I run this shit like cardio. Bang, I'm in district in the chain. Certified, you know I'm gang, 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 gang. Drop the top and blow the brand. Oh, he's so handsome. What's his name? I need the dollars to change. Beat it up like piñata. Turn the drops, close the curtains. Bad chicks make you nervous.
Chambean, chambean, pero no jalan. Tú compras todas las Jolambo, a mí me las regalan. I spend in the club, what you have in the bank. This is the new religion bank, el Latino gang. Yeah, está toda servieta, pero es que en el closet tengo mucha grasa. Ya mudé la Gucci pa' dentro de casa, yeah. A ti no te conocen ni en plaza. El diablo me llama, pero Jesucristo me abraza. Guerrero como Eddie, que viva la raza, yeah. Me gustan boricua, me gustan cubana. Me gusta el acento de la colombiana. Como me ve el la dominicana. Lo rico que me chinga la venezolana. Andamos activos, perico pim pim. Billetes de 100 en el maletín. Que retumbe el bajo y Valentín, yeah. Aquí prohibido amar, dile charitín. Que per pico le tengo claritín. Yo llego a la disco y se forma el motín.
I'm in district in the chain. Certified, you know I'm gang, 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 gang. Drop the top and blow the brand. Oh, he's so handsome. What's his name? I need the dollars to change. Beat it up like piñata. Turn the drops, close the curtains. Bad chicks make you nervous.
Como Celia Cruz tengo el azúcar. Tú que va medio y se fue de pecho como Ginny Luca. Te vamos a tumbar la peluca y arranca pa'l carajo. Que a ti no te va a pasar la boca. Mi tele y Valenciaga me reciben en la entrada. Sí, like I'm Lady Gaga. Y no te me hagas, que en cover de Billboard tú has visto mi cara. No salgo de tu mente, donde quiera que viajes, he escuchado mi gente. Ya no soy high, soy como el testa rosa. Soy el que se la vive y también el que la goza. Es la cosa, mami es la cosa. El que mira sufre y el que toca goza. I said I like it like that.
I said I like it like that.
I said I like it like that.
I said I like it like that. I'm in district in the chain. Certified, you know I'm gang. Drop the top and blow the brand. Oh, he's so handsome. What's